Hi, welcome to the What is New video of ArcoLinux D and the B and version of July 2020. So that's the date of today. I'm on ArcoLinux Plasma, if you were wondering. So it's the ArcoLinux B Plasma. It has a wobbly effect on, and we're going to make a video about what's new. So every month there is a release, and there is a what is new video, and there is a how to stay rolling video. Now, next year, so our year is going to end pretty soon, which means our holiday will set in after the launch of the ISOs, and we'll do other stuff like family, friends, holiday, right? Personal projects, you'll see. I have some things I would like to discover. Regarding the release schedule, we think that after building 21 ISOs, we are a community, a distro that builds 21 ISOs every month and test it for you with all the core members, the beta testers. Everybody is spending their time, their effort on testing them. We believe that a bi-monthly, so every not every month but every other month, would be a benefit to everybody. So the release schedule is gonna change next year. So our year ends basically in mid-July for us, then the holiday starts, and then it's back another year. So mid-September is going to be our release, then October nothing, November, December nothing, January, and so on. That would be our idea for the coming year. So we'll have less work, and we'll also have more time to develop as well, right? Now, if you want to have the very latest, last packages on your ISO, you know what to do. You just build it. We have scripts. You can use our scripts. Everything is explained on the B website. ArcoLinux B, the B stands for build. You can build the ISO yourself. So that's one thing first. So the timing of the releases, it's here in the future planning as well on the side here. In the widget, we're gonna keep that there. And that's our idea. So we do know, for example, that we have 2 other desktops in our pipeline, which would bring up the number to 23, right? So it's a lot of work, and let's do a bi-monthly release, and that will be a little bit less. What we've done the last months is as well Carly 7 then. So every month we try to do an update and start this project, or continue this project is a better word, to continue building a customized ArcoLinux. That's what Carly stands for, and that's all explained on arcolinuxiso.com. All right. What we've done here is follow Arch ISO. There was a huge change, right? They have done a lot of work, Arch ISO, so ArcoLinux. And the idea is here to follow the ArcoLinux ISO as closely as possible. So lots of things have changed, and as a result, we have Carly 7. We've developed a new desktop on ArcoLinux, which is called Ukui. I hope I pronounced it correctly, still don't know. Ubuntu Kylin user interface. So there is even a logo somewhere in there, which makes it a little bit, clear that it's from Ubuntu. And you see these, I believe, Chinese markings, right? So we could have a try on this new desktop and have a look. It's not a tiling window manager. It is a desktop, so you'll feel at ease in it. It's not that difficult to figure out how everything works, but it is limited. It has his limitations, and voila. Try it out and have a look. Already have a feel. You don't have to install Ubuntu to be able to experience this particular desktop. Right, then there's a new tiling window manager, which is called Spectre WM, which actually came from Scrot WM. Maybe you remember that name. And I've just copy pasted some things from online, so a quote from somewhere, right? And basically it's Well, the tiling window managers, and there is a bar. They have a standard bar up there, but we've put our polybar on top of it, and then everything looks a bit nicer and uniform as well. So you can have a look at those. None of those have tutorials yet, so that's for September on our to-do list, but the ISOs are there. You can install them with ArcoLinux tweak tool, you can install it with ArcoLinux D, the scripts, and so on. All right, so the tweak tool has been changed in order for you to have Okui. Here it is, and Spectre WM with a click on the button, install. You've got it installed on any ISO you started with. You can start with a ArcoLinux B XFC and then decide I'm going to install Spectre WM, Okui, or any of the others, and then you have a nice drop down to choose from, and you have a desktop. And if you want to remove, sometimes people ask that. We're not going to make a remove button. It's too difficult to do that, but it's super simple. You need to go to the ArcoLinux cheat sheet and type remove R, remove and anything else we can miss, which is the S. And here's the document, right? Download documents. I'm going to actually quickly open it. I will find the cheat sheet. And yes, Spectre WM and Okui are on there. What else did we do? This needs a little bit more explanation. We've decided to, by default, not to install our automated servers to update the ArcoLinux servers. ArcoLinux uses 90% ArcoLinux packages, 5% from us, 5% from AOR. Updating the ArcoLinux servers makes a fast update, right? When you type update, you get the fastest possible server in your country, in your neighborhood. Okay, that's specifically, we had a package that did that, right? And there are different kind of people. Well, first to the past. Why did we do that? Because when you are, ArcoLinux just changed a few months ago. We can install a lot of packages inside Calamaris. In Calamaris, you have now screens to install Office, to install any editor, to install games, and so on. But if you have a slow server, let's say I'm living in Belgium and I have a server from Venezuela, right? It has to come all the way across from the other side from the world, and it's gonna be a slow installation. It will install fine, but it will be longer, right? So the idea was, let's have an automated service that's gonna check when the user boots, where am I, and update my mirror list. That is the idea. Now there are people who say, I don't want that service because I have my own reflector command, or I want to choose that particular server, nothing else. So then the automated service, of course, takes over because it's programmed to be, to serve us and service us, to give us the very best ArcoLinux servers every time you boot up. So every time you boot up, it's changed the mirror list. Now, disabling thing can be done as well, but we've decided to say let's split packages. That's one thing we've done. So the standard, the automated service, is no longer installed on any of our ISOs as of now. But if you want them, if you want the service, then you just need to install a package, and that's these guys. This guy is going to, during the day, somewhere randomly during the day, is going to check again, is the service, are the servers we had, no, it's not going to check anyway. It's going to run a script that's going to make or update the new mirror list. That's what it's going to do. It's going to randomly somewhere during the day say, let's check. And it's going to build a new mirror list. And the other guy, this guy, is going to do that the same thing, but at boot up. So in the morning, you boot up your system, immediately you will have the best available ArcoLinux servers. So that's what's available, what's not installed by default. So for instance, don't know if you know already the Nemesis scripts I use. So I could install later on, after a clean install, I can just copy paste this and put it somewhere in my scripts, and after a clean install I run my scripts. So these packages would come back on your system. You'll have an automated service here in the beginning when you boot up, and here during the day again a checkup. Or you can decide to say, never mind, I'm gonna use mirror S, mirror D, mirror A when I need to, right? If you are building, if you're downloading and you say, God, this is slow, then maybe the server has a big load of people coming there and it's gonna slow down. And then you can say, let's have a look. Control T, mirror, and you ask a new mirror list. These days, I'm actually pressing Ctrl Alt W, right? And use my big button, update Arch Linux mirrors. Ctrl Alt W. And this is also how we start on a clean install, right? When we boot up in any of our ISOs, you get this. So there's no automated service anymore, which means if you need to change, if you feel you like to change, if you want to change, press the button and your servers will be updated if you got internet running. So people with laptops and wireless and all that, and they have first to get connected to the internet and then they push the button. Then they get the new service. I hope that's clear. So there is no automated service anymore. It couldn't be clearer here. No automated service for Arch Linux servers by default. You have to run it, you have to type it, you have to click it. All right. Thanks to a tip, I believe from Peter, I'm not sure anymore. Bash RC, we've changed a code, a line of code, which makes us possible to type some typos in the sense that Linux is case sensitive, right? Which means this normally up all is not written like this. Up all is written like this. But when I type a mistake now, he will autocorrect it. He will figure out the user made a mistake and will change it. So that's cool as well. So thanks for the tip. We're using the very last Calamari's version at this point in time. That's 3.2.26.1. More info here. And you can follow the link and read on. So if you're a developer and you want to build ISOs, this is your website to have a look at. Calamari is our graphical installer. It's not from us. It's the installer we support and we love, and we've really gone into the detail and the technical details a few months ago, and really now we can choose every application during installation, which is of course super flexible and super interesting. HBlock, thanks to a report of Diddleman on Discord, we've seen that the application has a timer. So at some point in time, it will kick in and it will activate HBlock. Even if you did not activate it, the timer would, right? Now, personally, I always activate HBlock, but it should be a free choice. The user decides if he wants HBlock or not a timer that's just gonna kick in somewhere after the installation and then activates it. So the timer is gone, the service is gone. If you want HBlock, you need to go to Ctrl Alt E. That's one of the ways, and activate it, right? HBlock, this is a shield, a little guy with a shield, is gonna block any wrong websites, let's call it simply, tracking, malware, ads, all that. So click here and it's gonna be enabled. That's one thing. And XFCE, we have also the menu, which that has a little icon as well. AdBlock it's called, I think, and you can click that as well. It's a terminal-like look, but it's going to do exactly the same thing. Switch it on. So HBlock is not activated by default. You go there, activate it. We really liked the alternative logout themes, and which means we've put this on our ISOs, ArcoLinux logout themes Git, with some beautiful runes on there. So lots of choices, and it's all there already on the system. Arch ISO has changed. Well, it's a process. An operating system is like a living being. It's always changing. And people often become frustrated about that because things change, right? And things break or change. Like, for instance, the deeping environment. I mean, it was a beautiful desktop before, but everything changed. And if you don't like the changes, well, right. That's how it goes. So Arch ISO is the application we use to build, well, ArcoLinux uses that to build their ISO, and we use their Arch ISO package again to build ArcoLinux and to build Carly, and you can build your own distro with it. So more information in the YouTube videos. PAMAC AOR not showing icons. It sometimes happens if you type in, let's have a look, is I think software update here. Sometimes they do not show up. So browse, you don't see these icons. Just a little script and boom. Everything is working again. Fix PAMAC AOR, no icons. Run it, have fun again. General improvements. Some things have been removed from the ISO. AOR vote git is out. Yeah, had a feeling to change the wallpaper again. So the default wallpaper is this guy here. And it's entirely inspired on our holiday. We're glad we are finally going to enjoy our break in the year. So that's new places. Oh yeah, of course there is often the question, hey, can I get the old wallpapers? Yes, you can. We've made a little zip file for you. Only the new wallpapers have survived. That's this one, so that's what you're having. And this is before deleting all the wallpapers. So you can get the wallpapers if you did not put them on your home drive or anywhere safe. We have a little Elfman. We always use a little fun script. And if you're new to the system, maybe you don't know, we can go to cd bin. And there are lots of things in here. So guns is in here. You have to make it a little bit bigger so it's nicer. And Illumina, etc, etc, etc. So a lot of stuff. And what I often see from time to time, well, often and time to time, right? Sculptuke, right? This is the one they really like, Sculptuke. So the fun stuff. There is fun stuff in there, but there's also very, very serious stuff in there. In the sense that the bin folder, if you don't have it, and I have had to explain it to people, if you're building it or ArcoLinux D, then it's a very minimal thing, right? And the ArcoLinux bin git, so sudo pacman -s ArcoLinux bin. These are all the guys with B. When you press twice on tab, you get that. This is ArcoLinux bin git. If you install it, you'll have these guys, but they will be first installed in etc scal. If you want to move it to your home directory, you need to type scal. But please watch some videos about scal first. What it is, what it will do to your system, so you don't get frustrated. There is a Star Wars here, and sysinfo is the one we use often to tell people, okay, what version are you on? So this is version 27.5. So the bin folder. Okay, fun stuff, serious stuff. How to stay rolling, it's in there. To do next month, we're gonna continue the Carly projects for sure. We're already far ahead in this project. We are working on Sway. It's not an easy task, and personally I've not started on DWM, but other members of ArcoLinux are. So we'll see about that, which means it's 21 ISOs plus 2, which is 23 ISOs in the future. It means, well, it's time to give us some room to breathe and have ISOs, release the ISOs in a bi-monthly phase. We need to make some tutorials about Spectre WM. I don't think we'll have lots of tutorials for Ukui. which is rather straightforward, but it has its limitations. You can't just go changing things like another desktop. It has still to grow, I suppose, and have more possibilities in their settings. How to stay rolling. A video has already been put online. Yep, it's there, 20.6 to 20.7, and it has we have a playlist. We have lots of playlists. I think about 160 playlists, right? Use them. We have playlists like this, how to update, so stay rolling. So you'll find a 20.5 to 20.6 and 20.4 to 20.5. Every month we make a release. How to update, stay rolling. And as a tip, all the videos contain more than the title suggests. I always come across things, knowledge I would like to share during a video, which has nothing to do with the title. So if my advice is, at least watch these two videos, how to stay rolling and what's new every month. Well, in the future, every 2 months, you'll have a video, 2 videos to watch, and then you know what's going on with your operating system, and then you just go about your own business again, right? Just keep track of what changes and what is new and all that. So this video that we're making now is gonna replace the one here. So 20.5 is here, and we're gonna put 20.7 there. And the rest, well, advice, lots of advice, how to stay up to date. Reuse maybe the scripts that I'm using, installing Nemesis on any ArcoLinux, a post-installation script. No operating system is the way you like it. None of them, right? I've been using Linux Mint for years. Every single time I changed it completely. I hated the green look, but okay. That's why icons are there, wallpapers and themes are there. You have to make ArcoLinux your own. And that's the Nemesis script. Install more stuff, install InSync, Spotify, I don't know. You'll see what I install there. And that's gonna be my system. But you should reuse, if you could reuse my script and make your own script after every clean install. You just run a script, you go eat, come back, and everything is fine, right? And there's another tip, that's a workflow thing. We run from time to time, I run from time to time, and lots of people reuse this to get started. And it really is using both of them. It's using Nemesis as well, but also other stuff like git clone, the GitHubs. If you're using GitHub, well, it makes sense to have a look what we do there. Learn the most important aliases, good advice, updates, scal, backup, scal, cp, up all, that you know what's going on. How to maintain your system, that's this, how to maintain your system, okay? And if you want more technical detail, what we put on our ISOs, that's there. Yes, sure, there is a huge article which I'm bound I will improve in readability, but it's on my to-do list, right? So it's now holiday first, then September. I'll have a look at it. But Calamari it's great. The article is there. It's a beautiful article, but it's a lot of information in one article. The Calamari series, everything you need to know about Calamaris is here. If you're stuck, if you hear people are stuck on Telegram, on Discord, on Facebook, point them to this direction. I mean, it has everything about encryption, about Windows, about different partitions, etc., etc. So this series is about, I think, a long article of 30 videos or something. Look at the slide already. It's a huge article. It has just everything you might possibly think of doing in it. All right, so that's the what's new. Hope you like ArcoLinux, and maybe as a last thing, as I'm mentioning, might be a good idea if you could donate, because learning and installing ArcoLinux is like going to the university, and going to a university costs money, right? So if you are able to donate, then please do, so we can keep on going with this project. All right, have fun.